Welcome to this week's View from the Booth, the playoff edition, alongside Hall of Famer Cobi Jones, Joe Tutino here. The Galaxy into the semifinals of the Western Conference. They get underway Sunday at StubHub Center as RSL comes to town, and a great rivalry. We talk about San Jose, we talk about Chivas USA, but this rivalry has to do with a championship as well.
Yeah, this one's very important because we've really established over the past few years, if you're going to go to the conference final, if you're going to go to the MLS Cup, you either got to go through LA or you got to go through Real Salt Lake. So this is a big one. This is really, I think, a testament. Whoever wins this matchup is going to be in the final.
Playoffs might have began on Sunday, though, when the Galaxy played at Seattle. They got the draw on the road. That secured third place for the Galaxy, 1-1 against the Seattle Sounders. The Sounders, of course, had to play the play-in game, and that was an important game for the Galaxy, I think, for them to get a good result going into the playoffs to keep their undefeated streak going.
Yeah, it's just important overall when we look at this, getting a result in Seattle, because that's just a difficult environment to play in, and to go up there, to go down a goal and then to fight back, really establish yourself that you can be a team that has that drive and can motivate from within to get a result is so important. So you've picked up points on the road in Seattle, difficult environment. Everything's starting to be up on the upswing right now for the Galaxy.
For the Galaxy, they thought they had tied the game in the first half when Omar Gonzalez headed a ball across the line, and unfortunately, it was not 3 yards across the line, it was only 2.
Yeah, 2 yards. Goal line technology, then another argument for goal line technology. I really think you might see some changes in the very near future within MLS and in general overall, just within soccer. I think FIFA's finally starting to see the light, so to speak.
Robbie Keane saved the day, and as he has done so much in Major League Soccer for the Galaxy this season, saves the day with a bouncing ball into the back of the net, and the Galaxy earned that 1-1 draw. And I would say, it's fair to say, Robbie Keane, probably MLS MVP.
Yeah, without a doubt. You look at what he's brought to the LA Galaxy and really establishes himself as, the captain, number one of the team, number two, the motivator for this team. It's really, that desire and drive that Robbie Keane has, it really kind of, exudes throughout this team, and everyone picks up on that vibe and kind of lifts their game a little bit. And then just overall, he's such an impressive figure throughout the league. Teams are scared of him. Defenses fear him whenever he's on the pitch. And you can tell when he's with the Galaxy and when he's not with the Galaxy how teams kind of change their tactics, all about Robbie Keane.
All right, let's talk a little about the opponent. Real Salt Lake comes to town on Sunday night, 6 o'clock at StubHub Center. Well, they're a good team. You talked about possession. They're all about possession. They're the anti-MLS team, believe it or not.
The anti-MLS team.
Well, everybody's direct in MLS, and these guys are more lateral in their play.
Well, yeah, Jason Kreis always said he wanted to be like a Barcelona-type team that really keeps the ball moving, and forces other teams to chase, for as long as possible. Because I'll be honest, I've been there. That's demoralizing when you're just chasing the ball and the ball's moving around. After a while, you just start going, you get frustrated. So this is a team that moves the ball well. It really centers around Beckerman in that midfield, and a lot to former LA Galaxy player Ned Grabavoy. He does a lot for this team to keep the ball moving. These are players that buy into Jason Kreis' style of what he wants to do, and they do it well. They've had success at the beginning, but they always seem to choke at some point, towards the end. It's just a reality. They had that first cup that they beat the Galaxy, which more power to them. But right now, I think they're questioning themselves as well. Can we get over the hump? Because they know that hump is the LA Galaxy.
All right, defending their attack, you talked about Beckerman and Grabavoy. Then there's Saborio up top. And, one guy who stung the Galaxy the last time they were here in L.A. was João Plata. So he kind of gets in behind, and he takes advantage of those seams.
Yeah, Plata is really that player that is something special when he's in. Either he's starting or he comes in off the bench. Not the biggest player, as you always like to comment, but he has that quickness, not necessarily over the long yard speed, but he has that quick speed of the first 3-4 steps that can really burn you. And that's important when you have a team like Real Salt Lake that keeps possession. They can possess the ball all the way into your defensive third, so that makes it very, very easy for a player like Plata, because then when he gets the ball, he's already near your goal, so all he needs is that 2-3 yards and he can get a shot off.
All right, on the Galaxy side, of course, Landon Donovan, 1 week more to get that ankle back to where it needs to be. You talk about Omar Gonzalez. He had a great game against Seattle. Keep that going. Robbie Keane going forward. Solving Nick Rimando, because Nick Rimando makes great saves. He's still one of the best keepers in Major League Soccer, if not the best.
Yeah, you have to give Nick Rimando a lot of credit for everything that he does. We talk about he's not the biggest keeper, but his presence in the goal is very important, and he really solidifies that back for Real Salt Lake. Now, how is the Galaxy going to overcome that? I think one of the things that the Galaxy can do is take advantage of set pieces. Hasn't been a strong suit for the LA Galaxy, but offensively a little bit better. And I think with a player, like Omar Gonzalez being back and ready and coming into form right now, he's had a break because of his injury. So I think he's ready. He's fired up and ready to go for playoffs. Put the ball in the box, launch it on top, and let players like Gonzalez go up and challenge. And when it comes down to it, Omar Gonzalez and Nick Raimondo, even with his hands, I'm taking Omar Gonzalez on that one.
Galaxy, Real Salt Lake, the Western Conference semifinals get underway Sunday night right here at StubHub Center. For Cobi Jones, Joe Tutino, thank you for taking a view at this week's playoff edition of The View from the Booth.